What is up, SLP junkies? Just gotta close my phone for you there. I'm gonna start a new series called SLP Sundays because I know you guys, including myself, need that SLP fix, right? We're gonna talk about what happened to SLP in the week that just passed and hopefully try and make an educated guess on upcoming SLP news and potential impacts. This is not financial advice, just trying to triangulate news and give you updates and my rambling thoughts about it. Right. Okay. The other thing I want to say is I prepare a whole bunch of other content where a lot more thought and analysis goes into it. I know it can be math heavy and dense, but it's worth it because we want to look at the drivers, right? This might be off the cuff news and more superficial. So that there, if you can sit through it and think about it, there's a lot of value there. Anyways, back to today, which is all about injecting our SLP straight up. What is happening with SLP prices right here? Why is your SLP not moving? Well, we saw that run up there. Everyone got excited again, right? It brought back memories for a lot of us. Hit almost 4 cents. Did it really? I thought it was hovering around 3 cents. Anyways, and it's slowly come down since and it's stabilized. Why? Why is that? Well, let's go macro first and then we'll dive into the micro and look at Axie Infinity tokenomics, not tokenomics, the economy, the Axie Infinity economy. Once we get a bigger picture of the macro scope, the reason why we need to go to the macro scope because that is a big driver of overall cryptocurrencies. XS and SLP are not exceptions unless there are big developments in the ecosystem. Okay, now the two biggest issues that are looming over everyone's head globally is one, the macro uncertainty, and two, the potential war with Russia and Ukraine, and that might drag other people in, right? Those are the two big things. I don't know what's going on with Canada. Maybe that's three. I don't know what to believe in Canada anymore, so let's just keep our eye on that one there. But that adds to number one, global macro uncertainty as well. Anyway, right? So what is the first one? Global macro uncertainty. I've mentioned it in the outlook before. It is the potential for interest rates to be hiked, which is increased by governments across the globe, mainly the US government, but many other developing countries as well. And what that does is, well, if the reserve banks of these countries increase their rates, it makes spending go down, right? There's a counterbalance. It's usually balanced between inflation and interest rates. As you increase rates, it becomes more expensive for people to fund their home loans, their debts. They naturally want to, spend less. What does that mean? That means businesses have less income coming in, businesses hire less people, they reduce their turnover, and it is a vicious cycle down. I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. Vicious cycle down, and then people like us get fired, right? Or worst case, we feel it, we want to save more as well, and then we don't go and buy Bitcoin and SLP and prices go down. That is a very super simplified narrative or explanation. It's obviously macroeconomics can be a lot more complicated than that, various other factors for you, but let's just get the basic logic down as to why that is if you're hearing it for the first time, or you've heard it and you're actually not sure what it is and you haven't Googled it properly. Maybe Google it properly. Number two, war. It's the same thing, right? There's a whole bunch of certainty there. How can you invest into businesses that are globally driven when a massive global event could change the outcome of it, right? It's a lot more uncertain whether your business investment is a sound idea, whether, if you bought, let's say, if you invested in shipping containers, what would war have, how would war impact it? You don't know. Now, so it's this looming cloud of uncertainty that's hanging over everyone's head. That means people usually flock to the greenback or US dollar and away for higher risk assets because higher risk assets are riskier in these uncertain times, right? Makes sense. You pull it away, you go into safer assets, you watch what's going to happen. Crypto, I know for a lot of us, being in crypto, we think Bitcoin is already a safe asset. Well, I had to tell you, there's a whole bunch out there. Gold's still alive, so in the US dollar. So crypto, including Bitcoin, is viewed to be high risk. And if you think Bitcoin's high risk, what do you think SLP is? SLP is super high risk from an everyday investor, from an average investor point of view. Right? Now, Bitcoin has been falling ever since that news, and it's stabilized here. So naturally, every other cryptocurrency is going to follow Bitcoin. That's what we see. Also, it is the weekend. Weekends generally in crypto have lower volumes. We see that here, right? It's just a lower volume trade. Well, it's not that pronounced. Let me see if I can get the 1 day. It is very difficult to see here. I will show you SLP, but it generally slows down, as you can see when it comes to, this is not daily, as it comes to, here we go, to the weekend right there. It slows down a fair chunk. Right. That is the global context. So if you're wondering why, maybe don't freak out, because a lot of it again is driven by global markets, and these cryptocurrencies, including SLP, follow Bitcoin. Let's go into SLP and see if there's anything that would change the narrative for SLP this week. Well, there was, because we did see that run up here around all that origin news that I mentioned. We see that was a good moment. I didn't cash out anything or any of my SLP there because I still believe in another wave coming up. Again, not financial advice, just what I'm doing. But then ever since, it's really not much happening. And again, it's a weekend effect. Look at that volume. It's super low here in the past few days. I mean, people aren't trading here. We see people frantically buying up SLP. And then that big sell there. Somebody's cashed out a bit. But since then, not much happening at all. Well, why is that? I thought, like, why would this here drive such a big news, but then it dies off? Well, I think it goes to a little bit of a hype and excitement because we haven't heard anything in a while about Axie Origin or Axie development, and they busted out Axie Origin coming out end of March, but the Feb dev update came out overnight, and there's a chart in here that shows the SLP issuance rate through PvE and PvP. It's a good visualization tool. We know it, but at least we have it on screen now so I can show you guys what is up. If we look at this, it seems like a distant memory. We've been these blue bars here. You earned SLP through adventure, right? Our quest and adventure, 75 SLP a day, blah, 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 blah. That was good. Let's pump it up. Then it got taken away from us. And now it's just this red, where it's, you got to kill for your living, right? It's win or lose in PvP. You lose, no SLP. You win, you get SLP. And you get some dough. But it doesn't address the fundamental issue, which is a proper system of burning, right? All we have is issuing. It's like the Fed printing money. Money printer goes brrr, right? It just goes slower. So we basically, if I look at that visually, we just slowed it down by 50% because we've halved out what you can earn. Okay? So unfortunately, it's only slowed down the decline. Fundamentally, it's only slowed down the decline of SLP issuance. Until we have a proper, stable burning mechanism, I can't expect that SLP will jump back up again. The only other factor is user growth, and a lot of people come in, get excited, buy up SLP and push the price up. But, after a certain point, everyone who joins is going to realize, wait a minute, I'm on this cycle of inflation here. When is the music going to stop? So we really need to see that. I know there was that lunar burning, but it's right here. Only burned 131, let's just call 132,000 Axies, which is good. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not, again, a permanent solution that has been looked at yet. And not saying the devs aren't looking at it. I'm sure this is on the forefront of their mind. All right. That is why SLP is not moving, and I expect come Monday morning it might look red again. Who knows what's going to happen in the short term? I can, if you not financial advice, but if what I'm doing is I'm holding it. If I need money, obviously I need money. I'm gonna need money. I'm gonna cash out, do what I gotta do. I gotta buy fried chicken because I want to eat fried chicken. But in my longer term view, SLP, it's not like the devs aren't going to think about burning mechanisms. Philip has mentioned as well, I think, somewhere in, I think it was a Twitter leak, go back to that. There's another video I posted there where it mentioned that burning will be looked at in the next round, and in land gameplay as well. So we really need something a bit more concrete than there. All right, SLP junkies, that is it for this. I would, if you want more news, actually, I'd probably stay tuned because I'm going to go into the key takeaways and interpretations of the Fed Dev update, right? What is it? This one was released overnight, at least for me, when I'm based in Australia here. This is Philip, sorry. This is the Dev update. Some nuggets of news in this one. Go ahead and read it if you want to go, make your own interpretations and analysis, but I'm going to bring out and extract the key ones for you here. Let's ease into it. Fun and light origin. I think we've got the 3 starter Axie team showing up. So Oleg, our good friend, that's a very northern name, so I'm going to say he's from the north. He's a plant, right? He's looking wise and quite worn and tough and rugged. So that's one of them. The other 2, one is called Bubba, one is called Puffy. I don't know. Bubba sounds a little bit bubbly. It sounds aqua. I'm going to make an educated guess that is an aqua. And Puffy sounds more angry, short-tempered, and possibly a beast. That is my educated guess as to a stable team. Maybe it's my bloody conditioning from playing Pokemon where you have fire, water, and plant, right? But I don't know. That seems like a pretty natural progression. We'll find out more about that later. But next, what's more important is we finally have an update on land. Wow, it seems like it's been forever, I tell you what. And then they've linked up a whole bunch of questions as well, what Jihos has, to a list of other land questions, which are really good from the community. So I think check that out because that'll really get you thinking about it. I think I might chuck in another video later on all about land for our new friends as well, just so you guys can be up to speed. So stay out for that. By the way, if you're getting value from this, please drop me a like or subscribe would be awesome. Let's keep going. So land, what are we talking about? We are talking about why there's a delay. Okay, now it's at least they're being honest. It's mostly because they didn't have the team for it, right? Which is arguably fun. They had, less than 30 something last year. And if you're working on fixing the servers when that went down, remember that, rolling out origins, onboarding, and then trying to work out land as well as dev and finance, fundraising. That's a lot to do, which is fair, right? A new team, it's coming out. So that is the key reason as to why. At least we have clarity on that. We've got a sneak peek. I've got a zoomed in picture, don't I, for you there? Ooh, look at that. That is a sneak peek from Jihos as to what it is. This new 3D. I'm getting really Farmville vibes out of it. Harvesting wheat and pumpkins and corn and what is that? Is that cotton? Maybe that's cotton. And then a pot to stir it in. I'm not really sure about this graphics. I kind of like the old gameplay graphics. What do you guys think? I'm getting, what it is? I like this. I like this older one. What it is like comparing older, more older graphics like Nemo to something where they try to push the edge of the future in terms of 3D, like Shrek, right? Somehow Shrek just creeps me out, and Finding Nemo, it just appeals to me more. It's cuter, but it works. It doesn't go. I forgot what that effect is when you look at a face and it just looks strange. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the visuals in the comments. I think I still like the older one, but they've taken a turn. What can you do? We'll see what it comes out. Maybe it's still in the works. Maybe it can be improved. Right? Okay. It sounds like land is going to be rolled out in phases. If you read this, it's probably going to be in a more solo player kind of Farmville phase as well. That's why I'm getting Farmville vibes rather than Clash Royale battle straight off the bat. So, like Origins, it's going to be phased out. There was one thing that confused me, man. Land token. What is this? If I can find that phrase, you guys can find it. Here we go. The plan is to introduce a new land-based token resource in the future, though. Why? Can you not just talk about SLP? How can you not integrate SLP into this somehow? If you really want burning, I'm super confused about that. Yeah, I wish I hadn't answered everything for you guys, but I'm not sure how to interpret this. If you have more details, I'm gonna do more digging. But if you have more details, let me know in the comments too. This one is super confusing. I think the community would want you to address somehow how you're gonna integrate SLP. Maybe you haven't thought about it. Speaking of which, I think maybe they haven't, and they want to keep their options open. Very likely, right? And again, it goes to the overarching video where I said later, land is probably super delayed. At the end of this, they have a jobs board. Here it is. Join Sky Mavis team. If you click this, it opens up a whole bunch of the jobs they have going on. One of them is senior game designer land gameplay. How do you not have a game designer for land gameplay on yet? Did you lose them? Either way, something's going on, right? You're probably going to be, it's going to push the timetable out because you've got to onboard these people. And there's more clues in here. We get a feel that at least they're still on track to building something like these games here: Game of War, Rise of Kingdoms, Clash of Clans, that's the one, Animal Crossing, right, and Stardew Valley. So they're still on track, but it sounds like they need to think about game design, because game design sets up this framework and structure as to how you're going to build the game. And if you're hiring for this now, I expect land gameplay to be pushed fair out unless you really throw all you have it, and we know you're not right now because you're working on Origin. And there's a whole bunch of other roles you can see here. What I get from all of this when I click through all the details, I won't do it through you now. You can showing you how to do it. Is that they're really building up the organization and scaling to something that is more structured larger, to be able to facilitate all these verticals within the Axie Infinity ecosystem, right? And kudos, that's a good thing. It's better than them not doing anything. And they've plugged in this headcount growth they have over time, since July last year, from 38 now to 102. That's pretty damn good. I'll give them that. That's 10, average of 10 people per month. That is insane. Have you ever started a new job? It takes you like 3 to 6 months to settle into it. Like, they're bringing in 10 people every day. These people are just, you've got new people teaching new people about it, or at least blending in. It's not an easy job, but at least they're pushing to it. So that is good. That is a good sign. We cut them some slack, right? So I think it's not a matter of if right now, it's a matter of when. So again, it goes to the reason why I'm trying to be as patient as possible with this, particularly land and next round of growth, which is where the magic is gonna happen. All right, anything else? I'm gonna make sure I don't forget. Actually, the builders program. Yes, sorry guys. So they did mention the builders program in here somewhere. I'm not going to go through it, but the key point is that they linked to Philip's tweet here about how promising the submissions for the builders program have been, and they want to ensure that the builders are rewarded with AXS, and then AXS holders are rewarded. That is big, my friends. I have 2 separate videos, if you haven't seen them already, about the value of AXS and RON. The more that these incentives are aligned, and if Axie can generate more streams of income from these builder program, and there's a cut from that to AXS, well, it only pushes the value of AXS up. Right. Same with RON in the latest news. They realized that they want to remove the amount of free transactions on a day-to-day basis. Is a bit of an inconvenience for us. It's annoying because we've got to pay more for RON, but in the longer term, if you're holding RON, right, their value should be supported. Again, go check out those videos where I try to explain it a bit more with math. Try to turn your brains on for those ones. Alrighty, I'm going to wrap this up with any other final leaky details for you guys. I think that's it. I think I've jumped the gun on the burning. I think I got too passionate on burning and team growth. That is it, guys. Hopefully you got some value from that. Yeah, please let me know what your thoughts are on LAN, because that's really, really, I think if it's anything like Clash Royale, man, I'd be super excited for that. That is it for SLP Sundays, guys. If you can hold on, not financial advice, but if you want to do what I'm doing or what I'm doing, I'm gonna hold on. It's so hard to talk on YouTube without stepping on toes, isn't it? I'm going to hold on. I think there's a lot of promise in the future. It's just a matter of time. Patience. See you guys in the next one.